Hello everyone, welcome to Spoilers in the Comments. For my first book of this playlist of this new series, I want to talk about Hunter's Run. I had never heard of this book before. I was browsing around at a local bookstore. I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I was in the sci-fi section, and I was in the section with George R.R. Martin's stuff. For those of you who don't know, George R.R. Martin is most well known for writing the Game of Thrones series and all the different Game of Thrones spin-off stories. I've read all 5 of the main Game of Thrones. I've read a couple of the spin-offs, watched the shows, liked the shows. George R.R. Martin lives in Santa Fe, New Mexico, about an hour north of Albuquerque. And so it was actually in the local authors section, which I thought was really, really funny. But I saw Hunter's Run, it had his name on it. That's the only reason I got it. $6, paperback book. The book actually, set the story aside for a second. The story of the story is actually kind of interesting. There's a guy named Gardner Dozois who wrote a short story, science fiction story in 1976. Was in like a writing group with George R.R. Martin. Shared it with him. Martin thought it was like a cool story. They kind of talked about it. Didn't do much with it. 5 years later, Gardner gave it to Martin and was like, hey man, what can you do with this story? I'm kind of stuck on it. So George R. R. Martin wrote on it for like a year, and in between 1981 and 1982 got a little story out of it, and they still didn't really like it. So then it sat in a drawer literally for 20 years, and then Dozois met this other guy, Daniel Abraham, and told him about the story, and he was like, let me have a crack at it. And that guy basically wrote the ending. It was like a 500-page novel that they published in 2004, and then Dozois went back and edited it from 500 pages down to 360 pages. All this is on the Wikipedia page. I don't know if any of this is true. I didn't fact check anything. But at the end of the book, there was an interview with like the 3 of them talking about the book or whatever. So I thought it was really cool that it was 3 different authors collaborating over like 30 years to make one story, and writing is just really cool like that. Okay, so Hunter's Run, what is the story? Takes place, it's based on humans, but there are aliens. It takes place in the future, some unknown amount of time in the future, at some point when humans can travel into space. In this future world, there's a couple different species of aliens that are sort of at war with each other. They don't like each other. We don't really know the details, the ins and outs. Towards the end, we know more, but in the beginning, we don't really know who's who or what's what. But there's humans, and the aliens, the one alien race, basically goes to Earth, hires a bunch of like humans to take them off planet, because Earth at this point is like destroyed. Climate change is awful. Pollution is awful. Like if you live on Earth, it's like living in the ghetto. It's like living in the streets. Like nobody wants to live on Earth. It sucks to live on Earth. So aliens are like, hey man, like come like work for us. It's basically like a paid labor kind of gig where they transport humans to a different planet and then hire them to like do all the mining, to build the roads, to build the infrastructure. And one thing that I just thought was so funny about this book is it talks about what are humans really good at. To us, like what are humans bad at? Humans are bad at taking care of our planet. But from the aliens' point of view, they're like, what are humans good at? They don't care about the environment. They don't care about what might kill them, what might not kill them. Like they'll go into any environment, they'll eat everything, a few of them will die, they'll figure out what's poisonous, they'll figure out which animals will like kill them and which animals are edible, and all these different like things, and they'll build all these roads for us, and they'll dig all these holes for the mining operation. So basically, the aliens are taking humans and transporting them to this other planet, and they just let humans live there for 30 or 40 years, and it basically settles the planet and gets all the roads and infrastructure, and they let humans build all the buildings, and then when things are kind of like settled, then the aliens come and they inhabit the planet. So they're kind of using humans as like guinea pigs, because they're like, oh, humans are great at just going in and doing it without caring about anything. So I just thought that was like really amusing. But basically the main character is this guy Ramon, and he's like not a good guy. Like right away we're like, oh, he's like kind of a bad dude. He just like killed someone in a bar fight. So this dude Ramon, who like works with the mining operation, like they're always looking for some minerals for whatever, gold or iron or ore or whatever minerals the aliens need. So he kills somebody in a bar fight. He's kind of wanted for murder. He goes out into the woods. He's like, I'm just going to lay low for a couple years, live out in the wild. Like he's like an alpha male. Like I can hunt, I can fish, I can live off the land. Like you know, I'll just escape society. He's like that type of dude, like a Rambo kind of character, you know. And so he goes out into the woods and then like crosses paths with the other alien race. Then stuff gets crazy. It gets confusing. It's definitely like a survivalist type of book. There's cloning involved. There's aliens involved. There's sci-fi technology. There's spaceships flying in and out. And they're like, Ramon and the alien end up working together to track down somebody. And Ramon doesn't even know who they're tracking down. He's like, just we're looking for a human. You know more about humans than anyone. Like, follow the trail and show us where he's at. You know. And after that, stuff gets crazy. But there's battles. There's fights. There's like a knife fight on a raft as they're floating down this raging river. I've never heard of this book before. I really, really liked it a lot. If you want like a weird, offbeat sci-fi story, like, give it a try. It's called Hunter's Run. Let me know if anyone out there has read it. Let me know if you have any other questions. I'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.